Doing all right yourself?
I'm good.
Okay, so wrestling is 100% fake. Let's get this out of the way, okay? Because we're going to talk about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is 100% fake. Do I care? No.
Right.
The athleticism that is on display normally in a wrestling contest, professional wrestling contest, is very skillful, very well done most of the time.
Right.
So if you talk shit on a wrestler, you're being weird. You're being weird. So that disclaimer out of the way, okay? Let's talk the big obvious thing. Wrestling right now, the Bloodline storyline, really good.
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. And the thing is that it's like everyone's working together in like a nice cohesive way to make the storyline work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I want your opinion on who you think is like carrying the storyline the most. There's one of two people that I will be okay with you saying. If you say anyone else, I will be mad.
I mean, it's Sami Zayn.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The other one that I would have accepted is Roman Reigns, by the way. He's doing a really good job, too.
You don't think Jay?
I think he's doing a good job. I think that Roman really sells it well.
Well, because he's The Rock 2.0.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. But, I mean...
The mannerisms, even the way he sounds.
He has charisma now, which is important. He used to be like a sopping...
Boring.
He used to be a sopping wet paper bag.
I was going to say a wet sock.
Yeah, like he's the equivalent of like a wet sock. Well, he used to be. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, he's actually pretty cool. Really entertaining.
Now, do you think that's because he's on TV less?
Probably.
He only shows up every once in a blue moon?
Probably. It was the same thing with Austin back in the day. You know, he shows up like maybe once every 2 weeks. Maybe.
Glass shatters.
Everyone goes like, ah.
Everyone goes crazy.
Oh my God.
It's funny to watch it now because with Roman, they go crazy, but in a different way. Mm. They got all their fingers up and everything.
We the ones.
Yeah.
We the ones.
So, you feeling a little oozy?
No. Dude, when that happened, I was watching it live, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. And he says that line, I died. I was like, dang, Sammy, you got him. Mm-hmm. Because like everyone out there is like, they're trying to hold it in. They're trying to keep up the characters, right? Because it's their job. And they just couldn't. None of them could.
Well, yeah, Jay lost it. Jimmy's in the back by the turnbuckle. He can't even look up.
Yeah, Roman's like rubbing his face like, I can't believe this fella just said that. Obviously, they probably rehearsed it like a million times. So you could only imagine, first time run through, they were just like dying.
Who do you think came up with Uzi?
Sami Zayn, probably.
So you think he went up to Roman and was like, hey, I want to say, you feeling Uzi?
Yeah. That's not very Uzi. I think that Sami Zayn, he's a really good talker when he's given the chance to. It's just that he hasn't really been given the chance to.
He's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah, period. He has been.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he's been very underutilized because of a certain old man.
Well, that's the McMahon era of WWE.
Yeah, which is, I'm glad it's over. I'm so glad that's over.
Well, what, from the years of like 2012, 2013... till the end of the McMahon era were kind of like a dumpster fire.
Yeah. You had some good stuff here and there, but then there was just a whole bunch of garbage that was just not worth watching.
Well, yeah, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. Okay, can I say something? No offense to Dolph Ziggler. That fellow literally spent his entire career in like one of the worst eras of wrestling. Unfortunate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very unfortunate.
Well, he just came back recently, too.
He did?
Not like recently. Recently, it's been a few weeks, but...
I mean, but even then, he's so, like, past, like, when he was hot,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, when he won the World Heavyweight title, right? Everyone's like, oh, yes, it's Dolph. It's Dolph's time. It was not Dolph's time.
I wasn't watching then.
Yeah, I was watching, like, a little bit then. And Dolph was... He's a good wrestler, obviously,
mm-hmm.
but he's a little bland on the mic. but anything is better than Alberto Del Rio. So,
like, for example, I think I started watching wrestling maybe 2001, that I can remember at least. I might have been watching it before then.
yeah.
But 2001, I would have been, what, like 4 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, 4 or 5 years old, I can remember watching wrestling.
Mm.
I stopped. I think the last match I actually watched before I came back watching it again was CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Loser leaves WWE or something like that.
And Jeff lost, right?
Yeah.
So you were like, yeah, I'm done. My guy's out. I'm done.
I think that is what happened.
Literally just like, okay. To be fair, though, Jeff is like the perennial, no matter how many times he messes up, he's always cheered, and it's never going to change.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of...
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of over him,
I'm
too.
over it.
I'm kind of over him, too. But, I mean, if he does the stupid dance thing, like, I'm gonna pop off for it. Like,
I think he might be done wrestling.
yeah, he should be.
I think this is it.
He should be done. He's way too beat up. Like Matt's too beat up.
He can barely bend his knees.
Yeah. This is why we don't take our finishing move as a top rope leg drop. Because you're going to...
Same thing with Randy. He's had back surgery recently because he's been doing the RKO for 20 years.
To be fair, though, that's something you do every night as a wrestler, is take a flat back bump. Like, so it's not as like debilitating as like, oh, I'm just going to go from the top rope like 12 feet up and just hit my butt every time.
Yeah. Well, didn't Hulk Hogan say he lost like an inch or two off his height?
Yeah.
Because of that?
He also lost like 20 brain cells from the steroids, but let's not talk about that.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
Right now?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be WWE. It can be anywhere.
I'm fanboy for Kenny Omega. I'm a Kenny Omega fanboy, but I'm not going to take him into account because I'm letting you all know I'm a fanboy. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if I was to choose, it would be him. But to have it be fair, I would say best wrestler, like overall package.
Just who you enjoy watching the most.
Probably Eddie Kingston. Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a good wrestler, right? But his character work is really, really good.
Yeah, I can see that. He kind of reminds me of Bubba Ray Dudley.
Mm-hmm. Like back in TNA, Bubba Ray, where he's just like this massive prick for like no reason, but it's great. Or MJF. MJF's pretty good too.
I haven't really seen him wrestle. I've seen his promo work, and he's decent. He's decent. Decent.
He's decent in the ring.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, his promo work's amazing. He knows how to talk.
I'd probably put him on the Mount Rushmore of promo talkers.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly. Because, like, I forget when it was, but when he was looking at the camera, talking to Tony Khan, telling him to fire him and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt something. That made me feel something.
Okay, wait. Mount Rushmore of promo talkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's MJF.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Who are the other two? Because those two are guaranteed on there. Because, like, you can't... It's The Rock.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because, I think, Stone Cold, but he was more of just like...
I'm just going to beat you up.
He just come out, the shattered glass, he'd come out and just kick some ass.
I'm going to put a can whoop ass.
I would say, Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan really wasn't...
He's like that 80s style promo where he's just like really big, really loud, really boisterous.
Maybe Ric Flair is up there?
I don't know. I feel like Ric Flair is known more for his great wrestling than like him being able to talk.
There's Randy Savage.
Randy Savage is a good talker. Mm-hmm. He could talk a bunch of nonsense.
There's got to be somebody we're forgetting that's just like, hello,
I'm here.
How are you not listing me?
I mean, if this was a couple of years ago, we would have said CM Punk, but...
Yeah.
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 Like, that fella ruined his chances. He ruined his. Like,
Okay, is he a great promo guy? Absolutely.
yeah,
Is he Mount Rushmore worthy?
maybe. He's a tentative number 5 right now.
We'll put him at it with an asterisk.
Yeah, he's a tentative number 5 right now. Let's see, Mount Rushmore promo guys. Steve Blackman.
When was he ever on the mic?
Never. That's what makes him great.
So,
okay, we can go through era by era.
okay. Yeah.
So, 80s. You have Randy Savage,
Right.
Ric Flair,
Mm-hmm.
Hogan. That's pretty much about it. Well, no, Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah, Roddy Piper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. $1 Million Man. That's probably no Jake the Snake.
Oh yeah, Jake the Snake. Yeah.
Jake the Snake. Okay, he's pretty high up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's about it.
Okay, now 90s.
90s, so Attitude Era Wrestling. Not Brett.
Yeah, I was about to say he's just like a really good wrestler.
Yeah, he's just like a really good wrestler. I'm thinking of anyone New Generation era that's just like a really good talker, just really, really solid.
Edge.
That's post New Generation. That's Attitude Era. Or no, Edge doesn't get good until he's like in the 2000s though. He's
Right. But when he is good.
Yeah, when he is good, he's good. But I'm just going through timeline by timeline so that way we can like keep it organized.
Okay.
So like New Generation, Shawn Michaels, maybe.
Yeah, I don't really.
Razor Ramon?
I've never heard a promo from Razor Ramon, if I'm being honest.
He's very threatening. He's like, well, the whole gimmick is that he's Scarface, but like he's a big muscly dude.
I was about to say he kind of reminds me of the guy that would pull out like what looks like a knife, like a switchblade knife, but he flips out and it's a comb.
Yeah.
He just rakes his hair back with it.
Yeah. So like Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it for New Generation. New Generation was kind of a dud. Then you have Attitude Era Wrestling. You have The Rock.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H was known more as a good wrestler.
Road Dogg.
Road Dogg, yeah. Although, okay, little tangent, okay? Because I got something to say about Road Dogg. Road Dogg, this fella's like, I'm a better wrestler than Bret Hart. I sports entertain people more. And it's like, I don't know about that. He gets people out of their seats better, probably. But
Well, with the promos, yeah.
yeah. And even then, 90% of it is his intro.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, let's see. There's Road Dogg. There's Paul Bearer. We forgot. Can we include managers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. Paul Bearer.
What about like I don't know. I don't remember it being Attitude Era, but Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, yeah. Paul Heyman. A whole bunch of managers would. There has to be one manager on there.
Then what about what's his name?
Bobby Heenan.
There's Bobby Heenan, but I'm thinking I don't remember his name. He always would like carry a megaphone back in like the 80s, I think.
Oh yeah, he ran with the Hart Foundation. Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jimmy Hart's a little overrated.
Really?
Yeah. As far as managers go, yeah, he's good, but he's not like top tier good. He's not like Paul Heyman or like Bobby Heenan.
Mid card.
Yeah, he's like
mid.
He's mid. I wouldn't say mid. He's still good, but he's not like in that upper echelon. Let's see, Attitude Era guys that can talk. The thing about the Attitude Era is that it's like the most popular era of wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's secretly also very dog shit.
In what way?
Like a lot of the storylines are just like not good, like at all.
You know what's one of my favorite things from the Attitude Era? That's just completely stupid.
What?
So I believe Stone Cold Steve Austin was WWE champion at the time.
Yep.
And they put him in a feud, or I don't know if it was like a one-off thing. I really don't remember. But I believe it was a feud with Kane.
Yeah.
And they had him in a first blood match against Kane for the WWE Championship.
And if Kane loses, he will set himself on fire.
How are you gonna tell if Kane draws first blood under a mask?
Are they really gonna light some guy on fire on national TV?
So they had to drop the belt off Austin and give it to Kane
For one show.
I think he lost it the next night on Raw.
He did.
Back to Austin.
Yep.
And I think that was his only WWE Championship reign.
Yep. He had a World Heavyweight title reign.
And ECW reign.
Yep. They were all bad.
Yes.
So, Kane's reigns are just awful. They're just all awful.
Kane is literally all character.
All character.
Not good at promos.
Yep.
Decent at wrestling.
He has a big guy moveset.
Yeah, when he was younger. I'm talking about older also. Like, he really had to stop doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He was like, walk in, choke slam, leave at one point. Like, it was bad. But at the very least, when he was young, though, he was like strong. So he could do like the strongman feats really well. But when he got older, I don't know, he just falls off super hard at a certain point.
You know, for promos, now that I'm thinking about it, you might have to put Shawn Michaels up there on the Mount Rushmore. Because you got to think, his when he was a singles wrestler, back in the
80s.
Late 80s.
Early 90s, yeah.
Early 90s.
New generation.
Then you got DX.
But that's not him, though.
Right, but I'm talking about his whole portfolio.
Yeah.
So you have DX, then you have him back as a singles wrestler, and then I believe back with DX again.
Which was bad.
And then like his feud with Undertaker.
Which was good. And then he retires.
Like you put that...
Well, retires, except for one match that we won't talk about.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about
it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, it does not. In fact, none of those people fought another match.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. Shawn Michaels, he's good, but...
Yeah. Chris Jericho,
yes. Chris Jericho.
That's who we were forgetting about.
Yeah, that's one guy we were forgetting about. Chris Jericho, he's definitely in contention. Let's see, other Attitude Era guys. I want to say Eddie Guerrero, but...
Well, he wasn't until, I think, after.
No, he had a really good storyline with China.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was Attitude Era.
But I feel like he didn't pop off until early 2000s.
Yeah, when he tag teamed with Chavo.
And then like his feud with, was it Kurt Angle?
Mm.
And then Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
The Rey Mysterio one wasn't that good.
You'd think it would be good.
You think, but...
The matches were good.
You know who's a really good talker in wrestling today?
Who?
Dominic Mysterio.
He's crazy. He's nuts. He knows how to make me hate him in like the right way.
He literally opens his mouth and all you hear is boo.
Yeah. And it's like people want to say like, oh yeah, it's because we don't like him. And it's like, no, he's doing his job.
He's literally one of, like, I wouldn't say one of the best, but he gets a reaction.
Every time.
Like, just same thing with Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the reaction that he wants.
Every time.
Every time.
Which is like, that's if you're talking about wrestling and doing your job, that's probably the top thing that you need to do. Get the reaction that you want every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, is there any other Attitude Era guys that are like good?
I'm sitting here trying to just think of like Hall of Famers and stuff, but
I'm just thinking of like generic like dudes at this point. So yeah, that's Attitude Era. That's done.
Mm-hmm.
So then we got Ruthless Aggression Era.
JBL. John Cena to an extent.
Yeah. Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird thing about Kurt Angle. Because he's like... You think of him as this amazing wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he also like opens his mouth and he's just hilarious. He's just really funny.
He's just all around a great professional wrestler.
Yeah. He's like... If you were to make a lab-grown professional wrestler, it's Kurt Angle. It really is, though.
Yeah, because he's got the great wrestling talent.
Mm-hmm.
He has the awareness of, like, the crowd and everything.
Yeah.
He can be funny or he can be serious, but most of the time funny.
Yeah. And when he's serious, you like believe it because he's just like that good in the ring. And
oh, we forgot somebody.
Who?
From the Attitude Era.
Who?
Dude, Mick Foley.
Oh yeah, Mick Foley, yeah.
And to an extent, Mankind.
I mean,
not Dude Love.
We include all versions of Mick Foley.
Not Dude Love.
Not Dude Love. Like a great throwback to like his childhood or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the character itself is like it does nothing. And keep in mind, this is just WWE.
Yeah.
WCW, like Ric Flair, WCW is like he's hilarious, the most hateable man ever. But we'll get to that later. Let's see, attitude or not attitude, but ruthless aggression. John Cena, Kurt Angle.
I think Eddie Guerrero starts showing his stardom.
Yeah,
around this point.
Mm-hmm. Notice how it's mostly SmackDown guys.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, SmackDown was the better show back then.
Because Randy Orton's not a really good talker.
No,
neither is Batista. Mm. Triple H kind of comes into his own as well.
Yeah, but
after the whole DX and everything.
I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of Triple H talking.
He has his moments.
But he's not like great. Edge,
yes.
Yeah. He's the really only bright spot for Raw at a certain point in time.
I thought he was on SmackDown, though.
Yeah, he was originally on SmackDown, and then he got transferred over to Raw.
Okay, that's right.
And that's when he started doing the rated R character.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, because on SmackDown, he was just Edge. Like, he does the DDT for his finisher. Wow, crazy.
And he tag team with Rey Mysterio. And
yeah, he's a face, and he's like loner.
Now, is that everybody? From the Ruthless Aggression?
Probably.
Carlito?
Nah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of people I can remember now.
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression was... It's good at certain points, but it's got a lot of fodder. Not as much as the next era, though.
Yikes.
Next era...
What is the next era? What do you call it?
I just call it the modern era.
What would in the modern era be today?
I mean, you could call it the Authority era. Where, like, the Authority's, like, the main storyline. Mm-hmm. It's really just CM Punk.
Is that it?
Yeah. Because think about the other guys at the time. Dolph? No. Mm-hmm. Alberto Del Rio? No.
Sheamus? No. Roman at the time?
No. I mean, you could put Seth in there.
Well, I would save Seth for now. I feel like Seth is better now than he was then.
Yeah, and he was pretty good back then, too. Mm-hmm. Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, wasn't good when he was in WWE. He's good.
Well, I don't think he was given enough leeway in WWE.
Probably not.
To be good.
Yeah. He was always seen as, like, the third guy. Mm-hmm. The bottom of the Shield. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, was Roman for most of the time.
Yeah. Vince sure didn't feel that way, though.
No, he did not. I mean, nowadays, Roman's good. Mm-hmm. But back then, oh my Lord.
So what, CM Punk and Seth Rollins for that Authority era is like it?
Yeah, it's really more about wrestling talent in that era than being able to talk. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else? Anyone else? Not really.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. So then you have the modern era.
Oh, wait. Because this one would count for the Authority era, I think. Because it's before Triple H took over.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch.
Oh, yeah, Becky Lynch.
The man.
She is so good at playing that character. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that she ever stopped.
Like, well, she was probably told to.
Probably.
Which doesn't make much sense because I thought the whole point of that like entire era was like just make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
And that was like literally printing money.
Yeah.
Same thing with The Fiend. That was just printing money.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt. We could say Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Even though I do not like his whatever he's doing right now.
Oh, yeah. He's doing like the split personality thing.
I mean, he hasn't done anything. He just comes out and talks
about how he's basically going through a midlife crisis on television.
Kinda, yeah.
But yeah.
So we got MJF, The Rock.
Or no. We have The Rock.
Well, the order doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. The order doesn't matter. It's like MJF, The Rock. Who's the one other guy that was like a for sure guarantee?
I think the only other thing we had was CM Punk at number 5.
At a tentative number 5. I'm trying to think. Oh, you could put Enzo Amore in there too.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's literally all talk.
Yeah, can't wrestle.
Can't wrestle. All talk.
Why did they have him wrestle? Why not just make him a manager?
I don't know.
He would have been an amazing manager.
Yeah.
If he could have kept his ego in check and everything also.
Yeah.
He would have been one of the all-time greats.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is that first of all, he got canceled, technically. Mm-hmm. There was the allegations and all that, which he beat, which is
well, what do you mean he beat? I didn't hear anything.
There's a little bit of legalese where it's basically she accused him. He had receipts and proof, fought her in court. He won the court case. Whether any of that happened is still up in the air.
Well, in the court of law, it didn't happen.
Yeah, in the court of law, it didn't happen. So, MJF, The Rock, Jake the Snake. I feel like you have to have one older dude. Mm-hmm. Because it's either Ric Flair or Jake the Snake, right?
Yeah, and I think you're right in saying Ric Flair is more known for his wrestling.
Yeah.
Than his talking. Mm-hmm. Even though he is an amazing talker.
Yeah, he's an amazing character.
Jake the Snake, though, he was just
mean
and weird.
Yeah, just real menacing. In a time where everyone's just they're all talking like this, directly at you, at the person, on the TV. Jake's that slight menace. Mm-hmm. That's just constantly there. And if you were to meet him in a back alley, he would.
He's got a lead pipe.
He's got a lead pipe, and he smokes you on the spot for even walking in his general vicinity.
So MJF, The Rock, Jake the Snake.
And there's the fourth one. It has to be a modern guy. Well, MJF's a modern guy. It has to be someone from It
doesn't have to be anybody. We're picking the best of the best here.
Yeah.
So if someone gets excluded, they weren't good enough.
Oh, it should be, it should be Jerry Lawler.
Really?
Yeah. His old work with Andy Kaufman is insanely good.
Well, I can't say anything on that. Yeah. Personally, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. He may be a real jerk when he's on commentary. But when he was a wrestler, he was real good. Arguably the best.
Who's in that fourth spot, though?
Who's in that fourth spot?
For you, is it Jerry the King?
Nah. I take that back. It really just has to be
Paul Heyman?
It has to be a manager.
Because, Paul Bearer was good, but I don't feel like he...
Undertaker does whatever he does without him.
Yeah.
You put...
Even though I feel like you need Undertaker and Paul Bearer to make the star of Undertaker.
Yeah. Paul Bearer is not a necessity, though, for the character.
Yeah, so I feel good putting Paul Heyman there.
Is there any other manager? Bobby Heenan.
But
Bobby Heenan always worked with guys that could talk, like Mr. Perfect. Mm-hmm. That's someone we forgot.
Buddy Rogers. Wasn't him, or what is his name? Something Love. His last name's Love. It was The Undertaker's first manager.
Oh, yeah. No.
I can't even think of his name.
Yeah.
I think his last name was Love.
Yeah. It's Bruce Pritchard's character.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. But not memorable enough. So yeah, probably Paul Heyman.
MJF, The Rock, Jake the Snake, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I don't feel like we're missing anyone whatsoever. No one at all.
Somebody just drops a list of 100 names that we forgot.
Yeah. How dare you not put Chris Jericho or like...
How could you not put Hulk Hogan on there?
Yeah, how could you not put Hulk Hogan on there? It's because Hulk Hogan sucks. Okay.
Not a good wrestler, not really a good talker.
Yeah.
He just won a lot.
He just won a lot and had big muscles.
And so kids looked up to him as a superhero.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at the time, that's what was needed.
That's what wrestling was, superheroes and villains.
Yeah.
Supervillains.
I'm kind of glad that, like, we're getting more towards complex storylines now. Mm-hmm. Because for a long time, it's just like, oh, yeah, it's the face. And they're fighting the heel.
No. It's the American face fighting the
foreign heel.
Let's say Russian heel or whatever heel. Insert country here.
Insert country from the East.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Notice how it's never... It's never America versus the British heel. They always do those face versus face.
Have they?
Yeah. Like, think of all, like, Canadians they've done as heels, but their faces in Canada.
Well, yeah. I mean, even if you're a heel here, no matter where you go, they're going to be a face.
Depends.
Well, I mean, unless you're, like, the greatest heel to ever exist.
Like, if you're Kevin Owens, mid-2000s, post-Jericho breakup, you're getting booed in Canada regardless, even though you're Canadian.
Well, yeah, because Chris, he's Canadian too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that one scenario.
Or, man, I remember seeing that show too. The Festival of Friendship. That was the best part of that show. And there was a title match on that show.
Well, wasn't it the only good part of that show?
No, the whole show was pretty decent for the most part. Like, it was Festival of Friendship, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. Got to see that live. That was amazing. The whole crowd was into it. And, like, the only bad part were the people we're sitting next to, which is always the best part, right? If the show's good, you don't care. There was a women's title match. Bayley won in Vegas. Mm-hmm. Right? First time that title changed hands in a while. And everyone's like, yeah, Bayley. And then later on, they're like, can you please, like, not be, like, this bland hugging person? I'm trying to remember what other matches there were. There was a Mark Henry match where he lost. Ooh. He lost versus Braun. And this was when Braun was, like, white hot. Mm-hmm. And then there was the opener, which I can't remember the opener. So, overall, good show, especially for that time. That time was fucking rough.
Horrible.
Awful. Just real bad.
So now how about Mount Rushmore, character-wise?
Ric Flair, Macho Man, probably Hulk Hogan, and The Rock.
Really?
Or Stone Cold.
That easy for you?
Yep. It's just that easy. Because, like, if you're talking, like, character guys, it's all the 80s guys. And then one 90s person that you can interchange.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Because, like, when I think of Ric Flair, I can't separate the person from the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Hulk Hogan, I can't separate the person from the character. Macho Man, I can't separate the person from the character. And then, like, that fourth guy, it's either Steve Austin or The Rock.
So what about, like, Mankind?
I think that he does great character work. I just think that the heights at which, like, he's done it is not as high as those other guys, right?
Okay, The Undertaker? How about him?
Actually, take Steve Austin out. We're putting The Undertaker in.
Because I feel like The Undertaker is, like, one of the greatest wrestling characters to ever exist.
He's probably...
He took a gimmick that should have been around for maybe a year and turned it into a 3-decade-long career.
Yep. So yeah, I'm taking Steve Austin off. The Undertaker's going on there.
So Ric Flair, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, and The Undertaker.
Yep, all 80s guys. Notice that. Crazy, I know. Crazy. What about for you? Because I know you would be different.
See, I'd have to really think about it. Like Ric Flair, I feel like's got to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like Undertaker has to be on there.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of hate to do it, but MJF.
Dang, he's going on 2?
Like for me, like the character also has to make me feel something, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, you might be believable and everything, but if I don't feel nothing, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? He legitimately makes me like that one promo he did with William Regal.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 11 out of 10 promo.
He has him constantly.
All the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. And like the thing is that like his character is like he's just the biggest prick you've ever heard in your life. Like, and like sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. So I think for me, he has to go on there.
Okay.
Now, other characters, like I'm just trying to think of characters that I used to watch on television.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like nothing comes to mind. Because The Rock to me is not really a character.
Really?
Not really. He's just charismatic and not really a character.
He's the Zinger Machine, though.
That'd be a horrible wrestling name.
The Zinger Machine?
Yeah.
He just comes out, does like a real quick zinger, and you're just like, dang.
I don't know. I really can't think of anybody else that like has to be on it. Because like Ric Flair, watching him on television, he made me, feel emotions when he would talk.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with The Undertaker. Not now, The Undertaker, not the whole time, because there were sometimes he just didn't talk.
It's just towards the end. Like that, the last match. The last match he did, perfect send-off.
Mm-hmm.
The one with AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah. And then
not the other one.
MJF, his character work. I mean,
it's unreal.
I don't know. Maybe put the Hurricane on there or something.
Dang, no. Can I switch up the Undertaker and put Super Dragon on there?
Go for it, man.
I'm not. That fella doesn't deserve it. Okay, this is the important one for some people. Mount Rushmore, pure wrestlers. This is going to heavily skew towards the modern day, I feel.
You think so?
Yeah. I feel like there's certain ones you have to have on there. Like some combination of Brett, Shawn, or Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
One, if not all three of those should be on there. Eddie Guerrero, you could put him on there.
Here's the thing, right? If for me, my opinion, all right?
Oh, man, this is going to be controversial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the person I'm thinking of?
Well, I'm going to talk about two people.
Okay.
If it's the Brett versus Shawn argument, when it comes to wrestling, I have to give it to Shawn.
No shot. You're crazy. You're nuts.
Have to.
You're nuts. You're nuts. You're crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I like technical wrestling and everything. Mm-hmm. But I also like being amazed a little more.
Yeah.
And for me, Shawn Michaels encompasses that.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say anything bad about the way Brett wrestles or anything. Just for me, personally, Shawn is the better of the two.
Okay.
Because to me, Brett is a wrestler. Shawn is a professional wrestler, if that makes sense.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah. I mean, you're wrong, but it makes sense.
Hey, I'm perfectly fine with my opinion being wrong.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, it is. But that's beside the point. I don't know. For me, Mount Rushmore of like pure wrestlers, like the wrestlers. Like, you need them to go make a good match. They're going to do it.
You can count on them to go out there and give you at least a 3.5, 4-star match.
Yes.
If need be. I put AJ Styles on there.
Oh, yeah. AJ Styles, he's definitely in contention.
Well, okay. Now here's another dilemma I have, because the Brett and Sean dilemma, for me, I had to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
AJ or Finn?
AJ or Finn?
Mm-hmm.
AJ.
Yeah?
He has the bigger body of work. If we're counting like outside WWE,
Yeah, of course.
okay, then I'm gonna be honest. There's only gonna be like one WWE pure all the way through career on there,
Yeah?
right?
Who's that then?
Brett's WWE career, pretty much.
Okay.
So like for me, it would be Brett. There's got to be at least one New Japan guy, and it's probably Okada. I'm gonna be honest.
The only reason I bring up WWE guys is because that's pretty much all I know.
Yeah.
Except for some AEW stuff.
Yeah. But like Okada, he's insane. I don't understand him. He's a superhuman. Like this fellow went to like a 60-minute draw with like multiple people, multiple weeks in a row, and I'm like, dude, stop. You're hurting yourself. He does not like his neck at all.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't. He took a top rope dragon snap suplex, which is like a full Nelson that you just flip them over straight on their neck. Like, no.
He's built different.
He is built different. Speaking of built different, Kenny Omega, he's on there too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You can be like, oh, it's all flash. No, it's not. Kenny Omega is a great wrestler, period. He's one of the top 4. End of story.
Can I say something?
Oh, boy. See, this is where we're going to disagree heavily.
Well, here's the thing. Because I mainly just watch WWE,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only seen some AEW.
Yeah.
I have only seen maybe 2 Kenny Omega matches.
Did you see the one with Bryan Danielson?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
The ones I saw were when he's teaming with the Young Bucks.
yeah. And it's a Young Bucks match, pretty much.
I mean, sure, the match was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kept me on the edge of my seat. I didn't really like, because I've heard, like the myth, Kenny Omega. I didn't really see the myth.
Dude.
The man, the myth, the legend, Kenny Omega.
The 5-star bout machine.
Yeah, I didn't really. Maybe I just was seeing the wrong matches or something, but
Probably. I'm be honest with you. That's probably true. If you saw some of his New Japan work, you would not be saying that.
because it was Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. This match I specifically remember.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and the Aussie Open, I believe is their name.
Mm-hmm. Will Ospreay, he's actually in contention for being on my Mount Rushmore. He's just insane. He's super good.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, you remember what Ricochet should have been?
Yeah.
He's kind of like that, except he's actually also probably one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, which is like, how?
Ricochet,
He fell off.
He fell off. I wouldn't put him on no Mount Rushmore or anything, but every time I watch him, it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm amazed. Every time he's on, I'm amazed.
Like against Gunther, good match.
Yeah.
His recent one with Braun,
Yeah.
I believe was a good match, even though it ended with running and all that.
Yeah, a little weird. I mean, Ricochet, you can always depend on him to put something on that's entertaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that he's now just known as like the flippy guy that only does the flippy thing and not like a good wrestler, which he is.
He needs a character. Right now, he doesn't have a character. He is just a WWE superstar, and that's it.
WWE superstar that does flippy things.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's literally the guy that they go like, okay, we need a good match with this guy, and you need to take the pin.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you won a match?
Against Braun.
Clean.
Oh, okay. It's probably been a few months.
Few years.
No, because he was Intercontinental Champion just a few months ago.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't even fucking remember that.
Gunther took it from him.
Which, by the way, great run so far, by the way.
I feel like they're about to ruin it.
Are they?
Well, because what happened? I believe he was having a match, Gunther was, and then Braun comes out And the way they've been portraying Gunther is he's like
this unstoppable force that just beats you up.
Yeah, and he doesn't care who you are. He's just going to do his best to beat you down.
Yeah.
And Braun, I don't remember the circumstances, but Braun comes out or Gunther comes out or something. And Gunther runs away like a little bitch. Like he looks at him like, oh my God, I have to get out of here.
I feel like Gunther only works if he loses to a smaller opponent that outlasts him.
Well, they're doing the whole World Cup thing.
Yeah.
In WWE right now for the Intercontinental to see who faces Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And in the finals, it's Ricochet and Santos Escobar.
Neither of them are going to win.
Well, no, neither of them are going to win. But they're going to put on a good match. I know they're going to put on a good match.
Oh, yeah.
Because Gunther only puts on good matches.
Yeah. It's kind of insane because like he does the same thing every time. You know what he's going to do. I'm still impressed by it every time.
He's a good wrestler, too.
Yeah. He just beats people up. Like, and not even in the sense of that, like, oh, yeah, he's like treating his opponent soft. No, he just like legitimately just beats them up.
I don't remember the guy's name, but he was, I guess, being like his manager for a little bit. The blonde guy.
Oh, from Imperium?
Yeah. So when I first saw them come out and everything, I was kind of like,
who are these guys?
Okay, foreign heel, cool, let's go. And then I see a match and everything. I'm like, okay, we got something here. And then I saw what is his name? Do you know his name? The blonde guy?
I want to say it's Dijakovic.
No, Ludwig Kaiser. That's
Ludwig
what it is.
Kaiser. Yeah.
He is in a match against Shinsuke, I believe, and loses the match. And then Gunther just unleashes all hell on him. He doesn't like choke him out or slam him or nothing. He just keeps chopping him in the chest over and over and over again.
And he's like beat red.
Yeah. And I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I'm shocked. I don't know what to feel. I'm in awe. Because, it's not like he took a chair shot to the head or anything. But I haven't seen something like that in years.
Yeah. That's British style wrestling, though. British style, they like to lay it in.
Well, they only take like a piece from Japan with the strong style.
Yeah. Well, British professional wrestling has always been like that. It's just that it's been real underground. Like, God, I hate his name now. But Butch.
You don't like Butch?
No. I'm just saying as an example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Butch, aka what was his name?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne. I'm thinking of the comedian, I think.
Yeah, you're thinking of the comedian. But yeah, Pete Dunne, he like kind of embodies that like technical British style, right? Where it's like he's just doing moves that look like they hurt a lot with like the finger snapping and like the submission holds.
Okay.
And then Gunther is like the more I'm just like we're just gonna beat each other up.
Controversial opinion.
Oh boy.
I don't care for the finger snapping.
You don't care for the finger snapping?
Like I know personally, like if that was done to me, it hurt like hell.
Oh yeah.
Like I would not have a working hand for a few months.
Yeah.
But for me in the wrestling ring, it's just kind of like, eh.
I think the thing is that like he doesn't have something to work off of that. It's literally just to torture his opponents. Which, when he was doing the Pete Dunne character, was great. Because he was doing this, like, sadistic, like, champion that just can't be beat. Right? And then they switch him over to, like, this, like, oh, okay, well, he's just going to beat you up. He's just, like, a real tough guy type of deal.
I like Butch the character, though.
Yeah.
No, you ain't feeling it?
It's not as good as it was before. Like, I like Pete Dunne. I do not like Butch as much as I like Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what? I was like, in my head thinking like, it'd be really nice to just have like some memorabilia from wrestling. Because I really don't have any, like, Literally, the only piece of wrestling memorabilia I have left from when I was a kid is a signed 2-sided poster of Scotty 2 Hottie and Grandmaster Sexay.
And you have to say it like that.
Yeah.
You can't say it any other way. It has to be Grandmaster Sexay.
That's all I have. So I was thinking, like, maybe I should get, like, a replica wrestling belt. And not, like, the toy one, but, like, the actual.
Like, replica.
Yeah.
I mean...
And I was looking at the titles, right?
Mm.
And there were some that I haven't seen before. A lot of, like, the NXT titles and everything.
Mm.
And I was like, a lot of these actually look pretty cool. And then I came across it. It's like the NXT UK championship.
The red and gold strap.
I don't remember it being... I think it was all black. If I remember right. Here, I can Google it real quick.
Google. It is our friend.
Is that your Google song?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Title belts. This one right here. The NXT United Kingdom Championship replica title belt.
Oh, that does look pretty cool.
Man, I saw that and I was like, oh my God.
That looks super cool.
That is an amazing belt. That might be number one for me.
Really?
Man, it looks so good. Because I believe that's like a horse on it and a lion. I'm not sure. It's really stylized.
Yeah.
But man, it just like the shape of it and everything. Oh, it works for me.
I don't know. I think that personally, I like belts with like the simpler designs.
Mm-hmm. So you like the big W that they have now?
No.
On every belt?
No.
Or how about the penny tag team belts?
No. I'm thinking more like the
Winged Eagle or something like that?
Winged Eagle, the big gold.
That's simple.
It is.
Man, it's got so many swirls in it.
Yeah, but it's literally just a giant gold plate. Like you can't go wrong with a giant gold plate.
I guess if you put it that way, yeah.
Also the NWA title, like the old school NWA title, where it's literally just like an actual belt with like some random gold pieces on it.
That's like the light heavyweight title from way back in WWE.
Oh yeah.
It was just like that real thin thing.
Yeah.
I tried finding pictures of it the other day and I couldn't find any.
Well, yeah, that's because like only 2 people ever held it.
I remember Jeff Hardy had it.
Okay, make that 3. There's only like a handful of people that ever held it.
It was great. I saw the video the other day of them like quote unquote retiring the 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
Where it's Nikki Cross and she's going to like throw it in the trash and everything and she just completely misses the trash can. Like the title's not even good enough for the trash.
I mean, the concept is good. The problem is it's kind of hard to make it feel important.
Well, especially when somebody has like a 1 second reign.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I mean, the hardcore title had that too.
Somebody was saying that R-Truth needs to come back at WrestleMania and just, go out in the middle of the ring and be like, okay, I'm ready for my 24/7 championship match.
That's kind of sad that it's going to be the one thing that he's like known for the most. Because R-Truth is actually a really good wrestler.
Well, I heard that he had like one good feud against... John Cena. What was it with? It was like with Miz against John Cena or something like that.
Yeah, kind of.
And they were just like terrorizing Raw for a little bit.
Yeah. He was also really good before he entered WWE. He was in TNA and a couple other promotions before that. He's the first black NWA title holder, if I remember right. So
is NWA still around?
No. Oh, I mean it is, but like in name.
Oh, okay. What you think? We'll call it here?
Yeah, we'll call it here.
All right. Well, thank you for doing the podcast again.
Yep, it's no problem.
I appreciate it.